Hello, this is Gary Westby, champagne buyer with KLWine Merchants, here today to talk about Champagne Lamoureux's Trilogie. This very interesting champagne comes from Les Riceys, which is actually the largest of all of the villages in Champagne. And there, Vivian Lamoureux has about a 30-acre property, and it's just only 3 miles to the border with Burgundy. So very, very close by to Burgundy. Totally different soil than up in the Marne. Instead of chalk, it's Kimmeridgian clay here. So almost identical soil to what you'd find in Chablis. And they're making just a very, very different style down there in the Aube department than what they make in the Marne. This is interesting in that it's a third each Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Meunier. And the Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir are fermented mostly in foeder and a little bit in large demi-muid barrels. So only the Meunier is done in tank. It's also extremely long aged. This current batch that I have in my hands is entirely 2010. So it's had more than a decade on the lees after spending, quite a bit of time, a year in barrel. So it's a nice mature product, and it's an incredible price, an incredible value for money, which is what we love to do at K&L, is to bring you great champagne at a very, very good deal. Vivian is a sweetheart of a guy. A few of you have been down there to meet him. Those of you who have trips planned to Champagne, especially if Burgundy is part of your itinerary as well, I would highly recommend you go and check it out, and visit him on the way, because it's just there on the way. Let's try it out. Today I'm using one of my Riedel Sommelier mouth-blown vintage champagne glasses. They're not cheap, but I love them for being a sort of a little bit of the best of both worlds. As you can see, it's quite large and has plenty of room for me to get my schnoz in there, and pours the wine over my tongue in a nice wide angle. But it also comes to a point to make the streamers look pretty, which is super nice as well. And it looks like a flute, if a giantly oversized one. You can see, for being a now 12-year-old champagne, this thing is a bright colored, very, very clear. I would say only just a little bit of white gold in there. On the nose, I immediately pick up honey, and definitely a little pan au levain, sourdough, toast aromas from the long time on the lees. It has wonderful dried fruit character, subtle dried fruit character, like apricot in there, as well as just lip-smacking acidity on the back end. Very, very fresh, with just a little bit of that Chablisian earth kick as well, in the minerality from that Kimmeridgian clay. Well, this is a lovely drink, totally settled down and showing great now, and for under $40, a total steal. Well, I hope that you'll try it, and I hope that we can say cheers, if only remotely, and hopefully one day soon in person. Cheers.